Welcome to the Smartacus Quiz 2022, the Hindustan Times National Interschool Quiz.
Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. We are here today in the fourth quarterfinal, and the teams which will play this match are these. On one side, we have Christ Academy from Hullahalli near Bengaluru. And on the other side of this quizzical battlefield, we have Petit Seminaire Higher Secondary School from Puducherry. We will go around the table in the alphabetical order of the school name. So may I now request the quizzers from Christ Academy Hullahalli, beginning with their youngest member and ending with the team captain. Can we have a short round of introductions?
Hello everyone, my name is Rahul Acharya. I am in grade 8 and I like quizzing a lot. I recently started liking football a lot after the World Cup.
Good evening, I'm Hansel. I am studying grade 11 in Christ Academy. My interests include quizzing and playing tennis.
And my name is Aditya. I'm from Christ Academy. So basically my interests are morning and quizzing.
Petit Seminaire Higher Secondary School, beginning with your youngest member, finishing with your team captain. Let's have a round of introductions.
I am Preetham and I am studying grade 9 in Petit Seminaire Higher Secondary School. My interests are collecting stamps and quizzing.
Good evening, sir. I'm Shamindran of grade 9 from Petit Seminaire High Secondary School. I'm a numismatist and I love reading newspaper and books, and not to mention quizzing.
Ishwar Balaji of grade 12 from Petit Seminaire High Secondary School. My hobbies are to play kabaddi and handball as well.
By virtue of being the team whose name is ahead in the alphabetical order, let me now ask the team captain for Christ Academy. Aditya, what is your call? Heads or tails?
So we'll go for heads.
Heads is the call. Let me flip the coin. It has come up heads. The team winning the toss was Christ Academy Hullahalli. Before we proceed any further, as always, let us take them through the rules for today's quiz, or as we call it, the gameplay. We know that their youngest member goes first. So may I now invite Rahul Acharya to tell me which of these 8 topics would he like to play as his specialized topic?
India at the Olympics.
India at the Olympics. All right. Let's open up the box on sports. Your first question on India at the Olympics is this. Neeraj Chopra is only the second Indian to become an individual Olympic champion. What you have to tell me, Rahul, is which event does he compete in when he wins all these trophies and medals? And your time starts now.
Javelin throw.
Let's take a look at the answer. Javelin is correct. He competes in the javelin throw section in the Olympics. 2 points to Christ Academy. Let us go and see your second question. He was independent India's first individual Olympic gold medalist. His gold came in the 10-meter air rifle event at the 2008 Summer Olympics. You just have to give me his name and your time starts now.
Abhinav Bindra.
Let's take a look at the answer. Abhinav Bindra is correct. I think for many of us and many of the younger generation as well, he was a very, very huge source of inspiration when it came to winning Olympic gold. Because until then, until his Olympic gold medal, we never had an individual Olympic gold in any of the events at the Olympics. 2 points yet again to Christ Academy Hullahalli. As you can see, Rahul has made very good use of one of those green boxes. Let me now go across to their opponents. Petit Seminaire from Puducherry. Preetham, which topic would you like to play?
Sir, I would like to choose geography.
The topic or specialized topic in geography, exploration. Let's open up that box. Your first question, Preetham, for solo play is this. Which Portuguese explorer seen in this famous painting was the first European to reach India by sea, landing in Calicut on May 20th, 1498? And your time starts now.
Vasco da Gama is the final answer.
He says Vasco da Gama. Let's take a look at the answer. Vasco da Gama is correct. That rather nondescript, simple-looking pillar stands on the beach in Calicut where he landed in 1498. And on the right, you will see a close-up of that same pillar or monument, which commemorates the landing of Vasco da Gama. And the Zamorin of Calicut was the person who received him in 1498. 2 points to Puducherry. Good going, Preetham. Let us see if you can make this 2 in a row. Let us show you your second question. Which remote island in the Pacific was named in honor of a world famous and popular Christian feast day or festival, on which, on that day, Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen became the first European to visit it in 1722. And you can see some famous things which lie all around that island, scattered around that island as a clue. And your time starts now.
Easter Island is the answer.
Easter Island, says Preetham. Easter happens to be one of the major Christian feasts and festival days as well. Let's take a look at the answer. Of course, it is Easter Island off the coast of South America, and he landed there on Easter Day all those years back. Very good answering. Both the youngest members of these teams proving why they are in these quarterfinals. Let us go back to the grid now. Christ Academy, the second person to play is going to be your team captain, Aditya Acharya. Aditya, which topic would you like to take as your specialized topic?
So I'll be picking foreign films that won the Best Picture Oscar movies.
Let's open up the box of movies. Your first question, Aditya, is this. Which 2019 Best Picture Academy Award winner is about class conflict and wealth inequality between the wealthy Park family and the destitute or poor Kim clan? It also won the Best Director Oscar for director Bong Joon-ho. And there is a hint, one-word name of the film. It also sounds like an harmful organism. And your time starts now.
The answer is Parasite.
Aditya says the answer is Parasite. Have you by any chance got the opportunity to watch the movie, Aditya?
Yeah, I watched this one.
Let's take a look at the answer. Parasite is correct. That's 2 points, Christ Academy. Let us show you your second question on movies, Aditya. The Artist was a 2011 film shot in the style of a black and white silent film and part talkie that won the Academy Award for Best Picture. You see a poster of that film on the left. You just have to tell me in which European country was The Artist made, and your time starts now.
Okay, I'm guessing the country is Italy.
You're guessing the country is Italy. And just out of curiosity, what makes you guess Italy? Because I saw you looking closely at the poster.
I saw a surname Michelle Hannah Hazana Vicious, which sounds Italian.
All right, got it. I know it sounds Italian, but it's not Italy that we are looking for. That's a miss. But we will go to your teammates now. Rahul and Hansel. 15 seconds beginning now. Who is taking this? Last 3 seconds. Name of a country. Sweden, you say. It is in Europe, yes, but that is not where The Artist was made. We have the first steal of the match. We will now go to Petit Seminaire and give them 15 seconds in which one of them will tell me the answer. 15 seconds beginning now.
Is it United Kingdom?
From Petit Seminaire, the person who answered was Shamindran, and he says United Kingdom because it is in English. And where else in Europe would they make a film in English? Beautiful guesses, Italy, Sweden, and United Kingdom. Let us see if any one of them gets points or we get a no pointer this time. Let's take a look at the answer. This was made in France, not in Italy, Sweden, or the UK. This was a film that was made in France, and that is why it is in the section of foreign films that won an Oscar. It was not made in any of the usual countries, and definitely not in the USA as well. Nobody gets points. That brings us to an end of Aditya's topic on foreign films that won the Best Picture Oscar. The second person to play from Petit Seminaire is going to be Shamindran. Shamindran A, what topic would you like to play from the ones that are alive or yet to play on the grid?
Sir, Nobel Peace Prize, history.
Let us open up that box. Your first question to be played solo is this. Shireen Ebadi received the Nobel Peace Prize in 2003. You can see her on screen there. She is the only Nobel Prize winner from which country, though she now lives in exile in London? This country is now seeing widespread protests due to lack of freedom of expression and violation of women's rights. And your time starts now.
I'm guessing is it Afghanistan?
Is it Afghanistan? Because they do
Yeah.
seem to be infamous for this kind of behavior, don't they? I wish I could say yes to
I
that,
mean,
but
when-
no. Let us now go to your teammates, Preetham and Ishwar. 15 seconds beginning now. Who is going to take this?
The final answer is Iran.
Let's take a look at the answer. Iran, it is. Mahsa Amini is that unfortunate young lady who died at the hands of the moral police in Iran, and that has set off a wave of outrage and protests, not only in Iran, but across the world, where young women and, in fact, young people everywhere are protesting against the mandatory hijab law, other limitations, and everything to do with human rights. 1 point saved on the bonus attempt by Preetham. That brings us to an end of the first question played by Shamindran. Let's show you the second question on the Nobel Peace Prize. On your left, you will see Kailash Satyarthi, who's an Indian. He was the co-recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize along with Malala Yousafzai in 2014. He advocates the universal right to education and also campaigns against which illegal practice involving children. And your time, Shamindran, starts now.
So child labor.
Let's take a look at the answer. Child labor, it is. Kailash Satyarthi heads an organization called the Bachpan Bachao Andolan, which means saving the childhoods of children. And one of the biggest things that he saves it from is child labor. 2 points to Petit Seminaire. They have fared slightly better than their opponents in this second topic of choice. Let's go back to the grid, and I will also give you the scores at the end of 4 topics of specialized individual play. At this moment, Christ Academy Pulahalli is on 6 points. Leading at this stage by a wafer-thin margin is the team from Petit Seminaire Higher Secondary School, Puducherry, who are on 7 points. Moving on, the last person to choose a specialized topic for individual play from Christ Academy is going to be Hansel Biju Matthew. Which of the topics remaining on the grid would you like to pick as your specialized topic?
I would like to go for vaccines science.
Let us open up the box of science. The first of your questions is this. Louis Pasteur developed a vaccine for which infectious disease, which leads to fear of water among its more prominent symptoms? It is spread from person to person or from one place to another when an infected animal, which is typically a dog or a bat, bites a human being. And your time starts now. I'm looking for the common name of a disease.
I'll go for typhoid.
You will go for typhoid when a dog or a bat typically bites a human. Not typhoid, it spreads in another way. I will now go to your teammates, Rahul and Aditya, the brothers. Which of the two of you wants to take this?
The answer is rabies.
Aditya says the answer is rabies. Because that is typically something that is a very deadly disease which is infectious as well. Let's take a look at the answer. Rabies is correct. And as you can see from that poster of the World Health Organization, we aim to have 0 deaths by rabies, 0 deaths due to rabies by the year 2030 all across the world. And a tidbit for you, 28th of September is celebrated every year by the World Health Organization as World Rabies Day. So please do make sure to spread this awareness in your friends and family and locality, and let us stamp out this very, very deadly disease that we call rabies. 1 point to Christ Academy. Back we go to Hansel. Hansel, let me show you your second question on vaccines. On your left, you will see a gentleman called Jonas Salk. American physician Jonas Salk successfully developed a vaccine for what viral infectious disease that typically affects the nervous system in human beings? And your time starts now.
I'm going to go with polio.
Let's check the answer and find out. Polio, it is poliomyelitis, as also it is called sometimes. And there you will see the Time magazine cover, which honored Jonas Salk. It called him polio fighter sark, and you can see that there are these syringes full of vaccine which are going into that heavy and encumbering leg brace and crutches which otherwise used to be used by the sufferers of polio. And another very, very noble thing which Jonas Salk did, which you may or may not know about, is the fact that he categorically refused to patent the vaccine that he made against polio, because he said that it does not matter what millions or billions I would make. I want to make sure that this remains free and easily available to each and every person in the world who needs it. So he refused to patent or make any profits from the vaccine that he developed. You do make a profit, Christ Academy. It's a profit of 2 points to Hansel. That brings us to an end of the topic vaccines. For the final time in individual play, we will go to Petit Seminaire Higher Secondary School from Puducherry. Their team captain, Ishwar Balaji Kumar, was going to be the person who played the death overs, as we call it in Smartacus, for his team. Ishwar, 3 topics remain on the grid. Which one of them shall be yours?
Sir, mythical birds.
Let us open up your box, Ishwar, of mythical birds. Which legendary bird-like creature in the Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain faiths can be found on the national emblem of Indonesia, as well as the coat of arms of the Indian Air Force? And before you answer, there is a note. I will only give points for the correct Indian or Sanskrit name, not if you give me the English name. Your time, Ishwar, begins now.
Sir, is it Garuda?
Ishwar says, is it Garuda? He's asking me rather than telling me. Let's take a look if I can say yes, it is Garuda, or no, it is not. Let's take a look at the answer. Garuda it is, and you will see there the Garuda on the coat of arms of the IAF, the Indian Air Force. Their motto happens to be Nabha Sprasha Deeptam, which translates into touch the sky with glory, much like the mythical Garuda of old. 2 points to Petit Seminaire. Let us take Ishwar back to his box and ask him the second question on mythical birds. Which legendary bird, whose picturization you will see on the left, is said to live for 500 years, burn itself to ashes on a pyre, and rise alive from the ashes to go on living again? And your time starts now.
Sir, my final answer is Phoenix.
Ishwar says my final answer is Phoenix. And I think right from when the Harry Potter books came out, this bird has got a fresh lease of life in the imaginations of young children. Let's take a look at the answer. Of course, it is the Phoenix bird and fox from the Harry Potter series, who belonged to Dumbledore and in fact was the patroness of Dumbledore as well, made the phoenix bird popular and famous yet again in the imaginations of young and old alike all across the world in recent years. 2 points to you, 2 points to Petit Seminaire. You have maximized your box on mythical birds from religion and philosophy. We have finished with all the individual topics of specialized play. That leaves us with my favorite segment of the quiz, which is the start of the team play topics. The team which won the toss was Christ Academy Hulahalli from near Bengaluru. I will now ask the team from Christ Academy, which of the 2 topics remaining on the grid would they like to play collectively as a team?
We'll go for Indian classical music.
I have frozen your choice. Christ Academy, let's open up your box of music, which is all about Indian classical music. Unlike its Western counterpart, which is made from a variety of materials, the flute used in Indian classical music is almost always made from what specific material? And remember, I need a very specific answer for points. That's a little bit of a clue or a warning. You can take it as you want, and your time starts now.
I think it's
bamboo.
sandalwood.
And it's specific material, like why bamboo?
I don't
have
think
a
it's
feeling-
bamboo.
I have a feeling
I think
it's a
it's sandalwood.
vegetable. I have a strong feeling it's some vegetable.
What
No
kind of
vegetable is
vegetable?
like clothing.
Okay, fine, sandalwood.
Yeah, but what
10
specific
seconds
sandalwood?
to go.
Bark?
Okay,
Sandalwood
My-
bark.
our final answer is sandalwood.
Your final answer is sandalwood. says the team from Christ Academy. Let us go to their opponents now. On the steel, 15 seconds of discussion. Petit Seminaire.
Yeah, is it bamboo? Bamboo சொல்லலாம்.
Bamboo தானே?
Bamboo நீ சொல்.
என்ன
Our final answer is bamboo.
Preetham says our final answer is bamboo. Let us take a look at the answer and see if we give 2 points to Christ Academy or 1 point to Petit Seminaire. Bamboo it is. Flutes in Indian classical music are made almost exclusively from bamboo. Of course, it's selected very, very carefully, and very carefully they choose which sticks or which pieces of bamboo go. Bamboo will get 1 point on the steel to Petit Seminaire. I think whoever was saying bamboo in Christ Academy had the right guess and had the right thinking, but unfortunately sometimes you do get overruled. It's just the luck of the draw. No matter, 1 point to Petit Seminaire on the steel. We will come back to Christ Academy now. Let us show you your second question. Vikko Vinayakaram plays Carnatic music with which instrument, which you see on the left there? This instrument, which he coaxes, which he cajoles to produce the heavenly notes, is nothing but a specially constructed clay pot. And your time starts now.
What?
It's Gatam.
Yeah, you give the final answer.
Yeah, our final answer is Gatam.
Your final answer is Ghatam, says Hansel Biju Matthew. He was saying it's either Ghatak or Ghatam, I'm not sure. But let's take a look at the answer. Ghatam is correct, Hansel. And that smile that we see on your face says it all. I think almost as heavenly as the notes that come out of a Ghatam when a master like Vikko Vinayakaram plays. Ghatam is correct. In fact, the word Ghatam itself comes from the Sanskrit for a mere clay pot, which is Ghata or Ghada. 2 points to you, Christ Academy. That brings us to an end of your specialized topic of team play, which was Indian classical music. I'm noting down your points. Until then, let us go back to the grid. Let us go to Petit Seminaire Higher Secondary School, Puducherry. The three of you don't really have a choice. Fabrics from the world of fashion is what you have to play. Your first question, Petit Seminaire, is this. On your left, you will see what is a picture of trousers made from a certain fabric. This popular textile with a distinctively raised wale structure is most commonly composed of tufted cords, sometimes exhibiting a channel bare to the base fabric between them. Said to be derived from the raised cords and the name of a coarse woolen cloth made in England in the 18th century. What is the world famous name, or what is the name of this world famous fabric? And your time starts now.
leather.
Hilti leather அது cloth leather மாதிரியே இல்ல அது கார்டு
fabric number here.
ஒரு நிமிஷம் கார்டோரின்னு ஒரு பேண்ட் இருக்காங்க, கார்டுன்னு மென்ஷன் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, ரேஸ்டு பார்ட்ஸ்னு. ஸோ வந்து ஹில்த்தின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு ஃபேப்ரிக் இருக்கு. So my final answer is hilti fabric work.
All right, not the answer I'm looking for. Let us go on the steel to Christ Academy. 15 seconds beginning now.
Is it jeans? No, right?
No, not jeans.
No.
Denim.
No, I think it's
No, denim is jeans. Something to do with Valley Hills.
blank
Yeah.
cloth.
Our final answer is denim.
Your final answer is denim. Denim is something which looks very different. In fact, when I was making this question, I was wondering that image is such a giveaway. Should I put it there or not? But it seems it was a good choice. I think I heard a guess which sounded correct from Petit Seminaire when they were discussing, but they went with Hilti. Let's take a look at the answer. This is corduroy, from cord, which are the cords which are raised, and duroy, which is that coarse woolen cloth which used to be made in olden times in England. There is a theory that the word duroy comes from the words du and roy, which means of the king. So there is an urban legend that corduroy means cloth of the king as well, but that is just a story. Corduroy is what we were looking for. Very distinctive looking fabric. It has got these raised ridges, and in fact, it gets its name in one of the Middle East or Arabic languages from the fact that it looks like a raised matchstick placed on a cloth. No one gets points, but we still have one question to go for Petit Seminaire on fabrics. Your second question, Petit Here is this. What name is usually given to a fabric made by matting, condensing, and pressing fibers together, especially wool fibers? The resultant material, as you can see on the left, is fire retardant and self-extinguishing. It also dampens vibration and acts as an absorber of sound, and it can hold large amounts of fluid without feeling wet. Your time starts now, Petit Seminar.
சவுண்டுன்றாங்க. அப்ப அக்கௌஸ்டிக் ஃபேப்ரிக் அந்த மாதிரி என்ன இருக்குமா? அது அக்கௌஸ்டிக்ஸ்க்கு யூஸ் பண்றது ஆடிட்டோரியம். அக்கௌஸ்டிக் இந்த ஆடிட்டோரியம்லாம்
I will just clarify. It is a common name of a fabric.
காமன் நேம் என்னமா?
காட்டன் சொல்றேன்.
ஃபெல்ட்.
All right, your time is up. I need an answer.
Felt is our final answer.
Okay, and what makes you think this is felt?
Sir,
Because
it's a guess. It's a pure guess.
Okay, just a guess. Okay, let's take a look at the answer. Felt is correct. This is a fabric called felt, which you can see used in many cases. If you are a player of pool or billiards, the surface or the base of the billiards table is made of felt. If you sit in a car or an automobile, many a times they use felt to cover the dashboard and other places because it absorbs sound and it is a retardant of fire, and many places where felt is used as a fabric. 2 points to Petit Seminaire for saying felt. That brings us to an end of all the 8 specialized topics. 6 played individually, 2 played as a team by these 2 teams. The only segment remaining are the mystery boxes. But before we go on to the mystery boxes, it is my pleasure to give you the scores. The team from Christ Academy, Hulahalli, is currently on 11 points. Team from Petit Seminaire Higher Secondary School, Puducherry, who are currently on 14 points. That brings us to the final segment of today's play, which is the mystery boxes. Christ Academy from Hulahalli, which of the 2 mystery boxes would you like to play collectively as a team?
We'll go for mystery box 2.
Let's open up the second mystery box. Your first question: in his lifetime, Pandit Ravi Shankar was the best known proponent of which stringed instrument? And your time starts now.
Sitar. Right?
Sitar, Veena. Sitar.
Sitar.
Okay,
Wait.
sitar.
Yeah, sitar.
So our final answer is sitar.
Ditya says our final answer is sitar. This time they discussed both the veena and the sitar, but their team captain makes the right call. It is the sitar. 2 points to you. Pandit Ravi Shankar is a bona fide legend when it comes to Indian classical music. 2 points to you, Christ Academy. That's a rocking start by your team. Let us show you your second question. Consisting of the crust and the mantle, which layer is the solid outermost shell of Earth? It gets its name from the Greek words for rocky sphere. And your time starts now.
Wait, it's lithosphere, right?
Yeah, lithosphere.
So our final answer is lithosphere.
Right? Our final answer is lithosphere, says Christ Academy. Let's take a look at the answer. Lithosphere is correct. Sphere, of course, meaning a spherical object or ball. Litho is the Greek for rock or stone. Lithosphere would be a stony or a rocky sphere. 2 points to Christ Academy yet again. Will they make it 3 in a row? Let's check out. Your third question, Christ Academy, is this. What is formed within the human body through a process known as ossification? Adult human beings have about 206 of them, though newborns have about 300 or more. And your time starts now.
The answer is bones. Our final answer is bones.
Let's take a look at the answer. Bones it is, and they finish on a high, this young team from Christ Academy. 3 out of 3, which means 6 points have been snapped up by them. And what a fortunate choice of mystery box it was too. Let us go back to the grid and see what awaits there. Petit Seminaire, there's only one mystery box left on screen, which is mystery box 1. So that is the box you will play. Let's open up mystery box number 1. Your first question for team play is this. On 18th March 1965, Soviet cosmonaut Alexei Leonov wearing a special multi-layer spacesuit called Berkut, became the first person to achieve what pedestrian feat? And your time starts now.
ஈஸ்வர்
Space
freely
Space
float in
space.
space freely float கூட இருக்கலாம்ல எனக்கு
இல்ல
தெரிஞ்சு
இல்ல
நான் அந்த
ஸ்பேஸ்
video பார்த்து-
பெடஸ்ட்ரியன்னா வாக்கிங்ன்ற மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும்.
Our final answer is spacewalk.
Okay, Preetham says our final answer should be spacewalk. Because they did discuss floating freely in space, etc., etc. Let's take a look at the answer. Spacewalk is correct, and he was the first to do a walk in space. Pedestrian is a kind of a clue because pedestrian means something that is done by way of walking. And of course, in space, you don't really walk, you float, but it is called a spacewalk all the same. 2 points to Petit Seminaire. Let us go back to your box now. Your second question is this. The rumen, the reticulum, the omasum, and the abomasum are the 4 chambers of what organ in a ruminant animal? And your time starts now.
Stomach தானடா?
stomach
Our
ஆமா
final-
stomach. Our final answer is stomach.
Final answer is stomach. Let us take a look at the answer. Stomach, it is. Ruminant animals is the scientific name for animals which chew their cud, which is what animals like cows and buffaloes do. And what they do is when they eat their food for the first time, when they're grazing, they typically gobble down everything and it goes into one of these stomachs. And then they slowly bring it back again, chew it over and over, and it gets digested across 4 different stomachs or organs, which is the stomach. 2 points to Petit Seminaire. They have made it 2 out of 2, just like Christ Academy had done before them. Can they make it 3 out of 3 like their opponents? Let us go and see. Your third question, Petit Seminaire, is this. The very first Shinkansen route was built for the 1964 Olympics and ran between Tokyo at its northern end and Osaka at its southern end. What you have to tell me is what is the Shinkansen commonly called in English? And your time starts now.
Bullet train தானடா?
Marathon.
Bullet train.
ஏய் ஒலிம்பிக்ஸ்லடா
Olympics அந்த fire எடுத்துன்னு போவாங்க.
இதோ சொல்றேன்டா, வெயிட் பண்றா. Our final answer is bullet train.
Preetham says our final answer is bullet train. Let us check out the answer. The bullet train, it is 3 out of 3 by the second team today as well. Petit Seminaire make it 6 full points from their mystery box. A bullet train is called Shinkansen in Japan. And just to add to your quizzing knowledge, if you go to France, it is called the TGV, which stands for the Train Grande Vitesse, which is the same thing as a bullet train in English-speaking countries and Shinkansen in Japan. Like a bullet train is what the answers have come in today from all 6 quizzers in these 2 teams. All that remains for me as the quiz master is to show you the final scores for today. On one side, we have the team from Christ Academy, Pullahalli. They have scored a total of 17 points. On the other side of the divide is the team from Petit Seminaire Higher Secondary School, Puducherry, have scored 20 points. Congratulations to Petit Seminaire Higher Secondary School, Puducherry. You win today's quiz, saying goodbye, take care, and God bless.